just
Barbenheimer.
it's still steamrolling the box office.
Yeah.
Barbie is basically gonna have made $1 billion worldwide by the end of this weekend. It's already about to cross 500 million domestic, so it's got a very even mix of international and domestic in North America. And then we have Oppenheimer, which is quickly trending towards becoming the highest grossing biopic movie ever. It's already like getting close to what, like a half a billion itself.
Yeah, it
And
was
for
like 550 million.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
insane. But like
insane.
even the new movies that have come out this week, like with the Meg 2 and TMNT Mutant Mayhem, both of those movies are going to be crossing the $25 million mark in their opening weekends. And then the Meg 2 worldwide box office is at like 120 something. And then you've
Mhm.
got TMNT Mutant Mayhem, which has got a 96% Rotten Tomato score. So that's amazing for a franchise that has had its ups and downs over the years. And it's set to be like the second highest grosser of the weekend, right behind Barbie. Barbie is going to be coming in around 50 some odd $million, and then TMNT Mutant Mayhem is like somewhere in the 30s. So, like, is this impressive to you? Like the fact that we are in August now, and there's so many movies making money at the box office.
I think it's also such a wonderful trend. I think so many people are finally going back to the movie theater more regularly. I've like talked to friends who have AMC passes now, and like people are getting back into the movie theater and slowly getting away from like, I want to watch everything from home, which I think is a trend that's going to keep going, right? It's just COVID was a massive hit to everyone, but now everyone's getting back into the swing of like, going to the movie theaters. And then you have movie theaters that are actually trying to make it more. I mean, in general, like with AMC Pass, I feel like Regal might have something kind of similar as far as discounts and stuff go for members. Like they're trying to make it more accessible to the masses, but then also we've got some crazy good movies. Oppenheimer, I still, when I think back to it, I think it was like one of the best movies I've seen in a long time. I think it is Christopher Nolan's like one of his best films. I honestly think it's going to win so many awards, and I feel like everyone I'm talking to feels the same, and that kind of talk along with Barbie just keeps going, right? And so that's the thing, is like I have talked to so many people who are like, I have yet to go see Barbie. I am going to the theater to see it. And it came out at this point like 2.5, 3 weeks ago. 2 weeks? 2 weeks.
It's been like three. This is this third weekend.
Okay.
And I went
See,
to see it a second time this week, and the theater was packed, and it wasn't even a Friday.
yeah. I know a
So
lot of people that are going to see the movie twice. I know a lot of people that are going to see the movies with different groups of people. And it really has become sort of like this massive, massive experience versus just
yeah,
going to the movies.
yep.
What is so hilarious is I was telling you earlier, I'm in Telluride this weekend for a wedding. And there is one movie theater here. One movie theater in this little town. It has one physical theater within the movie theater, and it is only playing Barbie twice a day. That is it. That's
That's it.
all this
Yeah.
town is seeing. And the closest movie theater is literally, when I was looking, I think it was in Flagstaff. So
Wow. Yeah, that's a ways. That's a good drive away. Yeah, that's like I used to work. I was a part-time IMAX projectionist for a couple of months a
oh,
few years ago at like a aquarium in Connecticut, where they had this old 70 millimeter IMAX projector. So like when like a traditional
yeah.
IMAX screen and everything, and the platters are huge. Like you have like real IMAX 70 millimeter film, and at the time they had an exclusive deal with Disney to play Star Wars: The Last Jedi, and that's the
Mm.
only real movie. Like they would play like the aquarium stuff that's like 15-minute movies, but the only real movie that they
Just
played
over and over
was
and over and over again.
over and over.
So
It was quite
funny.
but like
But even
though that
like the
movie
town coffee shop here is still like
yeah
dressed up for Barbie. Like they
yeah
like it was like a town thing, and I feel like so many small towns across the country really invested in Barbie. And then you see the Barbie
hmm
marketing everywhere because everybody was
right.
pairing with Barbie. And so with that sort of subliminal messaging, it's just going to keep going, I think. I think Barbie might
Yeah,
actually just like break box office records if it hasn't
it,
already.
it it's already the second highest grossing movie of the year. It's gotten there at
Yeah.
record pace. It's trending
Yeah.
ahead of Super Mario, because Super Mario 3 weeks in wasn't this far ahead in its box office.
Mhm.
And I'll be just from my experience alone, I don't usually go see a lot of movies twice in the box office because A, I don't have a lot of time. B, it's also one of those things where I'm like, maybe I should spend that time watching a movie I haven't seen, like because I can wait to watch it on digital. But watching Barbie a second time was as enjoyable, if not more enjoyable, than the
Did
first
you
time.
go back and see it a second time? I feel like I need to
Yeah.
in order to
Yes.
fully understand all of like the jokes because obviously visually there's a lot going on and
Hmm.
character wise like there are a lot of jokes and a lot of stuff that get thrown back and forth and obviously you catch the really like flagrant ones but
Yeah.
some of them
Yep.
I was like wait what and I feel like if I go back and see it one more time it'll
Yep.
all really sink in.
There's a
Yeah.
couple of nuanced elements that I caught this time around that I completely missed the first time. And then there's a
Yeah,
few
see that's
things
what
that
I
I
mean.
was like, you watch it once and you remember it a certain way, but then you watch it again, you're like, oh, and then you kind of
Yeah.
you experience it. And then there's the first time around going to watch the movie, and then I need to talk about it on the weekend on the podcast. Like your mindset is like, okay, I gotta make sure I absorb everything, get all my notes, and you sort of like mental note taking. But the
Yeah.
second time around, I'm just there to enjoy the movie, and
Yeah.
it's even more enjoyable because you're just taking it in as just a viewer, and it's a hilarious movie. That's also the best way I will describe it. I don't know if you ever watched Lazy Town when you were like younger,
No.
but like it's if you ever find something like it's basically like a kids show where you have like it's a live action show. It's like this fictional cartoonish town, and there's people. It's basically for like young children, but or like if you watch the one of the Grinch movies, for example, it's kind
Yeah.
of like that. Where especially the newer Grinch one, the animated one, it's sort of like that, but for adults in live action, where nobody's taking themselves seriously. It's this over the
Yeah.
top play sort of an environment. Like
But also,
I'm just Ken song hit me so much
I'm
harder the
just
second time
Ken. Yeah,
around.
it's like a
Right.
joke now. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's becoming a cultural trend talking
Mm-hmm.
about Barbie. It has made its way into all of the jokes and now that song is going to be stuck in my head for the rest of the day. Thank you so much for that, Dan. I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Also,
Anytime.
Ryan Gosling killed it. I think he actually sang all of it, right?
Well,
I was like, I'm
he's
pretty
done his own
sure.
singing. He was in La La Land, right? Like he did. He's
Oh
so
yeah,
he we
not
know
only
he
La
can
La
sing.
Land. He grew
Yeah.
up doing musical theater, but I just wasn't
Hmm.
sure like if this was actually fully him on the album or not.
I'm
But
pretty sure that was him. Yeah.
hilarious.
In fact, I saw a story. I think it was either on Variety or Deadline, where I saw that for Greta Gerwig's birthday recently, he surprised her with like a flash mob of Barbies and Kens. I think performing
That's
probably a song
actually
from the movie.
kind of genius. He's
Hmm.
it also I love the camaraderie of everyone on that movie. Everyone loves everyone else so much. And
Hmm.
now we've heard Greta Gerwig talk about it. We've heard Ryan Gosling talk about it. We've heard Margot Robbie talk about it. We've heard America Ferrera talk about it. Everyone was like, that movie was everything. The making of that
Yes.
movie was everything. And I just feel like
Yeah.
there's not a lot of movies that you can walk away from and say
And
that
And
about.
as I'm like an actor, like just think about this, right?
Yeah.
I've seen some of the. Have you seen some of the behind the scenes footage on this? Because
No.
like a lot of the sets, all the Barbie Land stuff, like they built those sets physically. So you're
Yeah.
physically in the space. There's not a lot of CGI. It's kind of like working on a Wes Anderson movie, right? Like where you have all the miniatures and stuff, but
Yeah.
it's like acting on a play. So you, as an actor, get a full experience of like you don't have to use your imagination. Everything is there for you, so you can just worry about bouncing off the other actors in the scene with you. And I think that's what this movie also had. There's a lot of like old school movie techniques that they're using in this, whether it's practical VFX or like the way the set elements fly in and fly out. And then Will, like even the like Will Ferrell's character, and then just the metaphors, and the nuances of everything in this movie hit me, even like, or like when
Yeah.
they're having this Scooby-Doo like chase through Mattel's
Well, also
headquarters.
it's so funny too because it's been 3 weeks and now we're still talking about Barbie, and you
Right.
know that is like a
Like
huge deal.
it's making over $50 million of the domestic box office at this third weekend, and
Which
there's
is
been like a
crazy. And
dozen
there have been
other.
2 or 3 movies that have come out since.
Yeah, not just that, but like there's been not like a whole, like I can probably count on two hands big blockbusters or supposed big blockbusters that have come out this year that did not make $50 million in their opening weekend, or made only a little more than $50 million.
Yeah.
Barbie's doing that on its third weekend, to the
Yeah.
point that It's not, and the thing is, it's a kind of movie that's not just doing business for itself. It's uplifting the box office as a whole because, and it started with Oppenheimer, but I feel like even Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the Meg has sort of benefited because people are at the movie theaters. They're like having
Well,
fun.
also,
They're like, this is a
I
great movie.
saw something
Yeah,
that said that Barbie is actually uh, helping the overall economy and helping fight the recession, which I thought was so crazy. Like gosh, I don't know what article. I wish I would have saved it. It was
yeah,
so nuts to read, but they were talking about how truly like the phenomenon of Barbie is helping America stay out of like a like deep recession and is really helping stimulate the economy, which is insane to think that a movie can have this much power. But Margot Robbie called it, right? She
yeah,
did.
yeah.
So
She when she pitched it to the movie studio to the studio,
she
she
said
was
this will
like,
be $1 billion
billion
movie.
dollar movie, but she was like, I wasn't really sure, and like all of us, well, here we are. It's
Yeah.
basically there. It's crazy because this movie is not just it's one of those things where you go and watch this movie and you can enjoy it on many levels. It's like everything that is good about life kind of a movie, but at the
Yeah.
same time, it could be mindless fun kind of a movie. It's a great movie for the entire family to watch. It's a great movie if you just want to have a laugh for yourself. If you're feeling down, like, and you want to go watch a movie, Barbie is a great movie to go check out. And then because it's summertime, a lot of people, I bet you're probably going to watch other movies while they're there, or they're like, this reinvigorated my love for the movies, and now I'm going to come to the movie theater more often. And
Yeah.
as a result of that, they're seeing other movies too. Like, I was reading on Deadline that this weekend is going to be only the fourth time in box office history that four movies will be making more than $25 million at the box office. And I think the
That's
last time was in
crazy.
2018, which, if I remember, yeah. So on the article, it mentioned the last time this happened was in like Thanksgiving 2018, and Thanksgiving time,
Oh,
Christmas time,
yeah,
those are big time for
pre-COVID.
movies.
Pre-COVID.
So this is just an average weekend in August doing some all-time level business. $178 million at the box office, and then the weekend that Barbie came out with Oppenheimer was like 200 million, and then last week was almost 200. So yeah, you're right. Like, the effect is there because like
Crazy.
it's
Yeah.
lift. It's
It's
not. It's just
literally
lift.
helping. Yeah.
That,
Well, then
what do they call it?
all of the
Yeah.
collaborations with Barbie, everyone like is like shopping the Barbie trends and
Hmm.
doing this, and it's crazy.
Yeah. The color
Um,
pink is back in style.
yeah, I feel like I need to go buy more pink now. Like I feel like
Hmm.
that needs to become a part of my
Oh,
closet, and
absolutely.
it was not previously.